Hello everybody, Maven here, and today we have to talk about the Thorn. The Thorn I believe to be one of, if not the best, hand cannon in the game now. This is sort of going to be a follow-up video to a recent video we did testing out all of the exotic hand cannons in PvE after the hand cannon buff. I'll link that video in the card above if you want to check it out. But hand cannon's got a reload speed buff and a damage buff, plus 20% damage against minors and then 75% against majors, which is massive, so we had to test everything out. And we found that a lot of hand cannons were good at specific things, but the Thorn was kind of like a jack of all trades. It was good at everything. And so I just had to make a build video on it to bring out its full potential. And so we're pairing it today with the Necrotic Grips on Warlock. So a lot of people think of the Necrotic Grips as something to use with their melee abilities, but did you know that they also work with weapons of sorrow, such as the Thorn? So when you kill an enemy with the Thorn, they will actually spread poison the same way the Osteostriga does. So with that being said, we got some testing to do and a build to break down. So let's get to it. Don't forget to drop a like, and I hope you enjoy. So let's start off with the damage test here. So Thorn does 4 ticks of poison and the base damage equates to 8,923. But when we pick up that Remnant and proc Soul Devour, our damage dramatically rises to equate to a total of 14,539, which is a 63% damage buff from the base damage. But then when we pair that with double kinetic surge, which with this build will likely be active at all times, our damage goes up to 17,006 per shot. That is more damage than a body shot from a heavy linear fusion rifle, even though it has a much faster RPM, and it almost does as much as a crit from Cloud Strike. So yeah, the Thorn is doing a hefty amount of damage. And when you pair it along with the Necrotic Grip, your kills will spread poison. So this next clip you're seeing here is exactly that, and this clip is absolutely a flex. So we are killing Carl without even shooting him. We're just using the Thorn plus Necrotics to kill adds around Carl, so you can get an idea of how much damage this necrotic poison is when it spreads. It is ridiculous. Carl has like over 300,000 health. I haven't ever calculated it fully, but if I had to guesstimate, he has around 350,000 health. And the fact that we can just kill him by clearing adds around him is insane. And it's this kind of ad clear potential that is insane in a lot of situations in the game. And you can also do this with your melees. You can just throw a strand melee or even a base melee at an ad next to him, and suddenly the poison spreads and chunks him for about 1/3 of his health. That is about the damage that a rocket deals. So just put that into perspective. And just think about it this way. Imagine that all the kills you're doing have chain reaction, you know, like the perk. But the chain reaction damage was the damage of impacting their face with the rocket launcher. That's what happens to adds around the target that dies. So this combo is nuts. But the insane ad clear doesn't stop there, because we are pairing this with the Aspect Mind Spun Invocation along with Shackle Grenades, so we can hold and consume our nade to get Weaver's Trance for like 20 something seconds to make it so every kill we do creates a suspending detonation around the target, in addition to poison them for a rocket's worth of damage, and the whole room just drops. You saw the background gameplay in the intro, you know what it does. And it is this combo that makes this by far the best ad clear build that I've ever used, hands down. So if you ever find yourself needing a heavy ad clear build for whatever activity it is you're gonna do, you cannot go wrong with this one. So breaking down the rest of the subclass here, I'm using Weaver's Call plus Thread of Evolution. I very much enjoy this combo when I play Strand Warlock, but this slot is definitely interchangeable. You can use whichever you like. I just really like this. It chunks like a rocket as well. And then we got Thread of Continuity to make our suspend last longer for that Weaver's Trance. And also when you pair Weaver's Trance with Thread of Mind, you just get large chunks of Rift energy back out of nowhere when you're ad clearing. It's excellent. And then Thread of Generation, of course, is kind of like a requirement when you run Strand. It's just very great for that nade energy. Now for my other weapon choices, for my heavy, I'm using a Wendigo GL3 Adept with auto-loading Explosive Light. Now if you did not see my video, do not use a rocket launcher when playing solo, which I'll link in the card up above, by the way, if you want to check it out. You will know why I'm using the Wendigo GL3. Now, of course, if you have teammates using Gallarhorn, you can just swap off to Apex Predator for your heavy instead of the Wendigo, but this thing is very good when solo. And anyways, my special option, I would recommend using something like a grenade launch with auto-loading holster, such as, you know, Explosive Personality or any kind of breech-loaded GL with auto-loading, so you can pull it out and then just go right back to your Thorn and keep doing your poison stuff. If you need to do some major damage or whatever, you can use like a fusion or a philo or something like that. I got lead from gold pugilist in my iterative loop because it helps charge our arcane needle ability back, so we can use it more with the necrotic. But I've been preferring the explosive personality. It's personally one of my favorites. Now on to the subclass. If you've watched any of my previous build videos, you know that this is a setup that I greatly enjoy. Stacks on stacks with double surges with the copy of time dilation pretty much allows you to just have your surges up indefinitely. All you have to really do is create orbs. So we got Reaper, so we put our Rift down, our next kill makes an orb, and then we have Kinetic Siphon, so our Thorn double kills will make orbs, and then Heavy-Handed, so that our melee ability will make orbs. Next, I got a copy of Bomber for some Shackle Grenade energy when I cast my Rift, and then Kinetic Loader for the Thorn, Dynamo because often I put my Rift right up in the face of enemies to get that Weaver's Call going. Because I had a little tiny bit of extra energy, I put on Powerful Friends, and then we just got a trio of resist mods on the chest. Now stat-wise, since this is PvE, 100 resilience is required, and then I put 100 in discipline while putting as much into recovery as I could while maintaining a minimum of 3 intellect and a minimum of 2 strength. Now for the gameplay loop with this build, you're going to want to start the engagement by proccing Weaver's Trance, get that going, and then get a Thorn kill. Now your number one priority is to go and pick up that Remnant. Get that Soul Devour going, because once you pick that up, it is on, and you are starting to slay out really hard. And if you run into a beefier enemy, you're going to want to throw out one of your Arcane Needle melees at them, because that'll start that damage over time on them. Pair that with your Soul Devour from your Thorn, or just your GL or your Wendigo spam. You should be able to take out really large targets, no problem. And you can just chill in your Rift with your Threadlings and whatnot. It should be pretty good. Now, like I said before, if you're going to do an activity with heavy ad clear, you cannot go wrong with this one. This has to be one of, if not the most effective ad clear setups in Destiny 2. And to be honest with you, I'm trying to prolong this outro just so I can show off more of the background gameplay of the insane ad clear potential of this build, because it's very satisfying. And I urge you to give it a try. Speaking of which, if you want to give it a try, I'll leave a dim loadout link to this build down below in the description and the pinned comment. And if you have any friends who are Warlock mains, I'd highly appreciate if you share this video with them. And with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, be sure to hit the like button and drop a comment, because interacting with the video like that really helps it out and helps the algorithm. And if you are new here, consider subscribing. Would love to have you here. And with that, I'll catch you in the next video. See you later.